Welcome, pimps. Welcome all. Welcome to PIMP. P.I.I.M.P. The acronym that stands for Put It in My Pocket. In this stock game, you ladies are pimps too. I am the charmer, aka the penny stock pimp. As you know, I'm Holis. I'm Dolis. Funded the account with $250 with a goal to reach 2,000 within a 3-month time frame. Can I pimp? That is the question. Can I put it in my pocket? Well, let me answer that dumbass question. Of course, I can pimp. Now, I want to talk about a stock that pimps should be looking to knock. Oh, yeah. Now, let's be clear. She ain't the prettiest stock. No, she is not the prettiest. In fact, let's see. We're talking about ticker symbol GTM, Zoom Info Technology, software and IT company that has some decline here. As you can see, we hit this level here of 671, and then we just had resistance, and we went all the way down, and now we're at 357, 360 pre-market. Well, that type of fall, one doesn't recover from very quickly and get back up and run again. So there will be a recovery phase. And so with this one, I'm just going to keep my eyes on it and wait and see what happens, because this one, this one possibly could go lower. Who never knows? No one knows. No one knows. I just seen a stock bleed for 13 days. So no one knows. No one knows at all. Uh, this particular ticker that I was talking about that bled for 13 days was OPTU. We called this one out just the other day, and we got that bounce. Look at that. 13 days of bleeding. Okay. And so this is something that you kind of want to watch, because this thing could bleed out. It could bleed out in these streets, and investors could lose a lot of money. But I'm just going to keep watching this. Now, what's the cons? Something's got to be wrong. Everyone's selling. What's wrong with this stock? Well, we're looking at growth slowdown. They've got AI competition to deal with. As you can see, multiple analysts, have downgraded the stock. 13% say sell, 18% say underperform, 54% say hold. Now, one thing I want to point out is when you see a stock where analysts are saying hold, it really means hold. It means that there's going to be a period where this thing may just consolidate for a while, and it'll be an accumulation phase. So one just has to be mindful with that. So with this is something I would be looking at as a swing trade, even though it does have long-term potential. As you can see, the average on this should be about $6, and the high, $15. So it could be a multi-bagger. You never know. The one thing that has to be restored is investors' confidence, because it's been damaged. It's been damaged, because imagine if you were holding this thing up here and now you got to average down. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take you a minute to average down. It definitely will. But there's a way to average down and do it, because it's all mathematical. You know, but it's just that stress, that anxiety. You know, Pimp doesn't want to deal with that. You want to be able to have a stock that's going to go out in those streets, perform, come back and bring you that money, and then be ready for the next assignment. So this one I like, But again, we need to give it a little bit more time. We need to see what's going on here. What are the pros to this, though? Well, this company actually has real revenue and profits. It's not like the penny stock garbage that I normally deal with that has crazy dilution and all of that. Nah, they have a strong enterprise base. All right. With this stock, you have AI and data exposure. So we're looking at a cheaper version of an cheaper AI stock that could possibly be a multi-bagger. All right. Then you've got the potential turnaround in the mind. And I say that because institutions, they still have high ownership. They're not getting rid of them. They're probably just hedging their positions so that they can accumulate more. But for the average Joe, for the average pimp, for the average individual, I would say this is a stock that you want to keep on watch because it could make a move. And when it does, it could be a very powerful move that would put it in my pocket. So I actually like this stock. I'll be continuing to watch it and we'll see what happens because it has a lot of volume and that's what we want to see. But we just want to see sellers exhausting themselves. And then that's when we'll step in, we'll trail behind uh, the short sellers and we'll pick up the crumbs, the pieces, the scraps, whatever is there, any type of debris, we're gobbling it up. And that's the game I play. Now you could play that game that you want. You could, chase the overbought stocks, and you could be up there high. Well, you could do that. That's not my game. You know, I like to be in the streets at the very bottom where everything meets. Now I want to talk about the stock, a couple stocks that I'm looking at in my mind. If I want to send a stock today on Friday to get me some paper, what would I send? Well, I'm gonna send these plays that look for a continuation. OPTU was a stock that we put on the radar yesterday, and it had a very, very powerful move, but we're not done. There's more in the tank, and this is one that you want to continue to purchase. All right, I'm going to show you the best way to play a stock like this is you're going to go do the leap option for 120, 115.27, and you're going to go right here at the dollar. So you're closer into the money. All right, that's the best way to play that one. And yeah, we got a lot of room to run, a lot of room. So that's my number one pick for, a stock to send. I would send that particular stock. Okay. Another one that we need to be watching is EMBC. We talked about this the other day. And a beautiful move we have got here. You see these two strong candles, but the thing is it's still not much buying there, but it's so oversold that this thing still has so much room to go. So I'm definitely watching this one for another move, maybe looking for 350, 360 around for a rejection, the 389, but I'm looking for one more good day off this one. Possibly. This is definitely a stronger play. And I want to actually we could talk about Lucid and we can also talk about, let's talk about Lucid first though. I do see a continuation with this one, and especially with the news that was um, has been out as far as the Nvidia's contribution to robo taxi and the things of that nature with things that are lined up. This is a stock that has an opportunity to really come out of this area here of accumulation and make a major move. So I'll be watching that one. And Sleep Number. This is one that we've actually profited off of. Um, Actually was one of our biggest ones in this challenge thus far. But you can see the chart. See how we came to this area of support before, and we've come back down to this area. So here, you're going to see a higher low. So this is a takeoff area for me, and for us to retest these highs, retest this $4, you know, or retest this three 325, whichever one. But I like this stock. I like it for the continuation, and this is something that I would send. Lastly, giving you some options here because we have a lot of options, especially with the stocks that we've been picking. You know, it's just crazy. But Yex is another uh, software and IT company. A lot of people are sleeping on, don't know a lot about. But as you can see, same type of position. You know, there's that lower low, there's a higher low. And this is an area where we're showing great support here. So, yeah, not pushing it down, we're going to rise. That's right. We're going to rise because it is the rise of a pimp. So, I do want to go over one move that we made yesterday. We actually did get rid of two contracts from EMBC. We sold two of those contracts and we're able to actually profit one contract as a result. So now we have that one contract, which is free, and we'll be looking to rinse and repeat, get back in, grab two more, three more of those contracts, and do the same process, and then just continue to keep holding on to the winners that we have. All right, and that's the ones that you keep your profits in the actual contract. All right, instead of taking it out, putting it in your bank account. This is how you pimp. This is how you accumulate. This is how you put it in your pocket or my pocket. Well, young P, if you do anything in life, remain in logic and pimp. You already know. These stocks are for everybody. Chomp.